Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Keith from Heavy Metal Art, and I'm an artist from Sydney, Australia. In this video, I just wanted to go through my digital art process from the initial digital sketch to the line work to the full colored artwork. I use Procreate and Photoshop in my art process, so you see me switching between them two programs throughout the video. So let's get into it. I usually start off with a quick pencil sketch on paper and then take a photo or scan it in and put the sketch into Photoshop. I then start sketching over my pencil sketch in a dark blue sketch brush just to get the basic idea down. On my other screens I usually have some reference images, like with this one I have like a few different skulls to get the idea or basic shapes. Been drawing for so long, but I still need reference images now and again. I'm just roughing in a quick idea or shape of the skull. So this is for a fan art kind of poster for one of my favorite bands, Queens of the Stone Age. They are touring Australia in a couple of weeks, so I just wanted to make a fun poster. It would be a dream of mine to do some actual art, like poster art or shirt designs for some of my favorite bands. So I'm just getting the basic idea for the skull. I do each different part of the sketch on a different layer, so I can like adjust the colors or resize them if I need to. Hair can still be quite difficult to draw, so usually have to look up some reference images for hair. Most of these digital sketches usually takes me between half an hour to an hour, sometimes a bit more. Now I'm just sketching in the leather jacket in a different color. It kind of helps with separating each part of the design, makes it easier. Once I get the basic idea down, I usually recolor all the sketch into one color. The sketching phase is usually pretty fun. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just get the basic idea down. The reason I do each part of the design in a different layer, it makes it easier if I needed to resize the head or like certain parts of the design. In the sketching phase, I don't focus too much on the details. I add those in the line work phase. A lot of times the design can change quite a bit. And blocking in the city in the background. Like I said, this is just a simple phase of just getting the ideas down, and nothing has to be perfect. All the finalization gets done in the line work phase. So the idea for this design was a greaser looking skeleton in a leather jacket without a care in the world while the city's burning in the background. So it kind of goes with Queens of the Stone Age's music, that devil may care attitude. I'm just blocking in some simple colors. Gives me an idea of what I want the colors to look like in the final design. So I'm just experimenting with different colors usually. Once I'm finished with my digital sketch, I bring that into Procreate, lower the opacity by at least 30 to 40%, and then get started on the line work. The line work phase can be one of my favorite parts of creating artwork. It's very therapeutic and I can just get into the zone and get lost in the art. I use both Procreate and Photoshop to do the line work. I find that Procreate is a lot easier and more simple to use at times. The line work phase is where I start to add a bit more detail to the design and also change certain things I didn't like about the digital sketch. I use one inking brush for line works. Once I find a brush that I like and it works well for me, I just stick to that. I've adjusted some of the settings in Procreate, but it's just a simple line work brush that I found online. I love using Procreate to make art. I've used it for a number of years to create a lot of my art pieces. There can be a bit of a learning curve when you first start using it. Once you get the hang of it, it's a great program for any digital artist. It's also a great investment for artists just starting out. Music has always been a big influence on my art. I listen to quite a big range of different music styles, but rock and heavy metal have always been some of my favorite music to listen to, especially while drawing. I find that listening to music while drawing helps a lot to keep focused. It helps to get you into that meditative flow state. Here is the sped up video of the inking and coloring process in Procreate. So once I'm done with the line work phase, I move on to adding the base colors. Once I'm finished adding the base colors and some details in Procreate, I then export the Procreate file as a Photoshop document and open that into Photoshop, then get started on adding more details and textures and finalizing the design. I also like to change the color of the line work so it's not fully black. I think it helps to soften the image a bit and helps it to blend in with the other colors. I usually try and work within a limited color scheme between 3 to 6 colors, where I find different shades of the same color that would work together with other colors. I try and have a contrast between the different colors used. I feel like if you use too many colors in an artwork, the design can get messy and everything can get lost in the color. Also, for some of the colors that I use, like red for example, I like to add a bit of pink or purple, so it's not full red, it's a bit of a mix of colors. I get a lot of people saying they like my use of color. A lot of it's just experimenting and seeing what fits and what doesn't. This is more of a simple design, but a lot of my artworks can take me between 15 to 30 hours to finish. I spend a bit of time on the coloring phase so the colors work well together and everything fits. Just adding in some highlights of where I would imagine that the light from the burning city in the background is coming from. I really hope you enjoy these behind the scenes kind of process videos. It's kind of new for me to share this side of my art process. I really want to help other people to create art. Trying to find your own art style and learning different art techniques can be a long journey sometimes. I really hope these videos help you in some way along your art journey. Here is the finished design. I've added a slight grainy filter over the image. It helps to give it a bit more texture. I'll also be turning this into an A3 print as well. I might do a video on that in the future of how to turn your digital art into prints, like what kind of paper to use to print on and setting your artwork up for printing. I hope you enjoyed this video of me going through my digital art process along with the voiceover. I use this process a lot for my digital art pieces. I'm sure other artists have their own ways of making art, but this works pretty well for me. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to drop a like, comment and subscribe for more art like this. Keep on creating and I'll see you in the next video.